All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we are going to be talking about Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who was just recently detained by ICE and put out of the country for issues related to crimes in Mexico. One of my sources tell me that it's directly associated also with steroids in boxing. And that brings us to Canelo Alvarez and the strange call all of a sudden to have Canelo be judged for his use of steroids in the gym of Eddie Reynoso. I find that very interesting timing. But we will talk about that in this video, and I'll explain it. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we are going to be talking about one of the ugliest subjects that there is in boxing. I've been doing a series of videos on the investigations that are going on in the world of boxing. One bit of fruit from this investigation was the deportation of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He was detained by ICE. He was originally allowed to fight, even though there's been an arrest warrant, I do believe, out for him in Mexico since somewhere around 2023. So Joe Biden and Donald Trump knew that he was in the country, watched him when he was in the country, and then decided to pull the trigger in a dramatic fashion after he had a boxing event. I'm telling you, this is going to get wider and wider and wider. And I find it very interesting that after this took place, that there was a lot of focus now being placed on Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez's gym. And why is that? Because of the unusually large number of people who have been associated with with Eddie Reynoso, who have tested positive for some performance enhancements. So, for example, you had Oscar Valdez. I do believe Oscar Valdez did test positive for something while he was with Eddie Reynoso. Obviously, there is Canelo Alvarez that popped. There's also Luis Nery, who popped, I do believe, before he was with Eddie Reynoso. I also believe that Ryan Garcia popped after he was with Eddie Reynoso. And there's several other people so it just makes it look to just people that are looking at it and with common sense, like, hey, man, if there's a lot of smoke over there, is there fire? Well, I'm telling you, do not think for a second that this particular presidential administration is scared of doing something that is going to be, get bad press. So the fact that they can get good press by arresting foreign nationals in the United States who may be engaged in some type of nefarious activities, you better believe that these people are looking to get that done every way, shape, and form, the fashion that they can. Because what are they looking to do? They're looking to deport people. Up to 3,000. I think they said they were trying to deport 3,000 people a day, some very large amount. So trust me, that net, the people that they're looking for, there's a bunch of them throughout the sport of boxing, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people aren't already getting tossed. However, the fact that it's being associated now with Canelo Alvarez, I don't know, because again, the information around Eddie Reynoso is where there's smoke, there's fire. Okay, where there's smoke, there's fire. People have popped dirty in his gym. People who pop dirty go to his gym. So to think that he could possibly be involved, I don't think that is unreasonable, but definitely not to the point where, the most notorious guy who is not working with the Canelo team, but is working with the Terrence Crawford team. Victor Conte has got to be the biggest smoking gun that there is in the sport of boxing. And I don't want to speak badly of anybody that's ill. My understanding is that I don't want to speak badly of somebody that's ill because they're ill. So I am going to bring up the fact, though, that he has a cancer now. So he might be making himself more scarce than he used to be And you can definitely see that he is tapering down his talk, tapering down his actions, because without a doubt, that guy knows that he's a subject of the federal government looking at this funny stuff, because he was basically a PED kingpin. So this is just a very, very, it's a critical time in boxing, I think. And I really am happy that the government is doing that. I would hate to see, it's kind of like a low-hanging fruit type of thing for me, because it's easier to deport people from other countries, to throw them out if they committed crimes in the United States or crimes where they're from, than to look at the real low-level scumbags that are actually in the United States. But even in that particular situation, you saw that Trump had got an indictment, got a RICO indictment on Big U. I do believe that. Yeah, that was definitely during the time that Donald Trump was president, when Big U got that RICO case on him. And my understanding is that Big U RICO case is definitely a lot of snitching going on with that thing. So you're going to see more and more arrests over the next couple years for sure, because this administration is really not playing with law enforcement, man. The federal agencies are really out there looking to solve crimes. These guys are not taking they're not taking payola to walk and look the other way. They're really, really going at it. And man, I would hate to see boxing get affected by it. Obviously, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is not the biggest name in the sport, and you can see that they decided to rate it after he had his fight, and I still don't like. Okay, we'll let the big event go, but after the big event goes, we're snatching people up out that building, right? That's the kind of attitude that it looks like. But he got him outside of his home, in a house that he owned. I assume that he owns in California, despite the fact that he's not a U.S. citizen with an expired visa and is wanted for crimes in the city that he came from. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens, man. I hope we can find a way to get steroids out of boxing and get some of these crooks up out of boxing. And if this type of stuff helps, let's hope that it does. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.